everything that happens in your life is going to be here. How, when, why, where. It's like you can predict the outcomes of every event of your life if you study hard. Really look at your astrology and be able to understand the planetary movements and the energies that those bring, and you can tell the shifts in everything that will ever happen before it ever happens. So I walk through step by step on how to read your own horoscope and your astrology so that you can better understand yourself and the stars within you. So let's break this down. All right, there are houses. If you look at the astrology, you'll see 12 spaces. Each one of these spaces represents a house. Then you'll see what each house effects are, all right, and what they represent. And the planets also have corresponding energies with them and what they represent and what they affect. Each one of these planets correlate to a body part, an organ, and a day, a time, as well as cards, even more things we'll get into later. But let's start with the basics. So what we want to do is we want to go through the planets first. You have the sun. It rules Leo, and it represents ego, individuality, and confidence. The moon, it rules Cancer. These are the only two planets that rule only one zodiac. And Cancer represents emotions and habits. You have Mercury. It rules Gemini and Virgo. This correlates to communication and thought process. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Love, money, powers, and of attraction. Okay? Now you have Mars. It rules Aries. Now, Aries can be ruled, some say it rules over other ones too, but we're just going to stick with this version. It represents energy, intuitive, and temper. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, expansion and good fortune. Saturn rules Capricorn, restriction, responsibility, and life lessons. Uranus rules Aquarius, independence. Pisces is vision, creativity, and illusion. And Pluto rules Scorpio, transformation and major change. Alright, when you look at these houses, they're represented by an insignia or a symbol. So the first house is going to be your ascendant house. Alright? So your ascendant is always going to be to the left, directly left on your chart. It's going to be your first house, and it's going to go into the order of 1 going down, then 2, then 3 is at the bottom next to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right? Your sun sign will always be directly correlated with your first house. Okay? So if you were born, like for me, for instance, I was born in Leo, my sun sign. My moon sign is Cancer, and my ascendant is Virgo. All right? So The first house is Aries. All right, now these are the houses. All right, is Aries, planetary ruler is Mars, and the area of life it rules is self and personality. So your first house will be of self and personality. The second house, natural sign, is Taurus, planetary ruler is Venus, and it's personal finances and possessions. Third house, natural sign is Gemini, planetary ruler is Mercury, and it rules over communication and learning style. Fourth house is Cancer, planetary ruler the Moon, and what it rules over is home and family. Fifth house, Leo, Sun, children, sports, and creativity. Sixth house, Virgo, Mercury, work environment and health. Seventh house, Libra, Venus, partnerships and close relationships. Eighth house, Scorpio, Pluto, joint resources and other people's money. Ninth house, Sagittarius, Jupiter, higher education and travel. 10th house, Capricorn, Saturn, and career status. 11th house, Aquarius, Uranus, and friends and group associations. 12th house, Pisces, Neptune, and subconscious and spirituality. So, when you look at the chart, this covers your entire group of life. All right, everything that happens in your life is going to be here. How, when, why, where. It's like you can predict the outcomes of every event of your life if you study hard. Really look at your astrology and be able to understand the planetary movements and the energies that those bring, and you can tell the shifts in everything that will ever happen before it ever happens. So that's how you're able to really have an in-depth look with horoscopes at what you're kind of facing. Because depending on the degree of the planet and the trajectory in which it's moving, all right, the speed in which it's moving, as well as the intensity of the other planets around it, if it's in opposition, if it's a sextile, these things matter. They create beautiful energies within your life that cause tremendous change, upheavals, transformations, and just beautiful moments that you can really enjoy for the rest of your life. There's so much to be had in understanding the ebbs and flows of these transits, as well as understanding that the frequency of life is like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. So when you understand that and you learn to balance yourself with these ebbs and flows of like waves of energy going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it becomes a kind of it becomes a kind of challenge to keep your emotions in check sometimes. But when you understand the long game, and you know your day will come, you have more patience for that day. You have more resolve, determination. And when that day finally comes, it's that much sweeter. it will give you a sense of wisdom as well, knowing when your time will come for everything. It will give you a sense of positivity as well, understanding that I may not get this today, I may not get this tomorrow, I may not get it next week or next month, but when this transit happens, when this planet crosses this planet's path in this house, I know that's my opportunity to be able to be the best I can be. Because the energies will be just right for miracles. And that's why they're there. God set the stars in the sky for man to tell time. What do you think that means? What do you think that just means a clock? It means to tell time when it's time. You have the control, not the other way around. You see, God set everything in motion for us to understand, comprehend when, where, how, and why. With what? And who is the reason? Do you want to be that reason? Do you want to show yourself that not only you can, but you can better than anyone? The stars will help you get there. The sky is not just something to marvel at. It's something to use. It's a tool as well. It's a beautiful tool. Beautiful tool. Everything can be used to better yourself. And that is what we're here today to learn. So let's move on. So there's a midheaven, which is called and labeled as MC. I don't know how to pronounce that, which is labeled as an IC. This is your north and south node. Okay? South node means you're not in your purpose. You're not in your purpose. You're operating at a low frequency emotionally. So you're making emotional mistakes, which cause you to be out of alignment with your north node. You have your ascendant, which is on the left, and your descendant, which is on your right. All right? These correlate to the angles in which your first house is and your sixth house is. Your third and ninth house are your midheaven, and your whatever that is. Pretty much your north and south nodes. So understanding aspects, the degrees, the glyphs, and the keywords are essential to understanding your horoscope. your astrology matters because it is a picture of you on the inside, of your character, of your personality, your soul, your heart, who you truly are at your best and at your worst. So, these aspects are conjunctions, and conjunctions represent intensity and focus, and the glyph is a circle with a line at the top right of the circle, connecting to the circle. Sextile is a star, which is 3 lines crossed in on each other. And what it represents is opportunity. Trine is a triangle. It represents luck and ease. Square, obviously, is a square, and it represents obstacles and action. And opposition represents separation and polarity, which is 2 circles with a line connecting to each of them. A conjunction looks like this. It's 0 degrees because there is one planet right next to another planet in the same house. A sextile is 60 degrees. So it's one planet in one house and another planet, one house, 2 houses over. So you would skip the house in the middle and go straight to the house, 60 degrees. A trine is a planet in one house, and then you skip 3 houses, and then it's another planet in that house, which is 120 degrees. A square is 2 houses in the middle of 2 planets in 2 different houses. And an opposition is 1 planet is in one house, and the exact opposite of the chart, a planet is in another house, directly opposite 180 degrees. Also, there is more aspects, like a rectangle, a Star of David, cradles, castles. These we'll get into later. Right now, I want you to understand just the basics. These are very important because when you pick up and understand the conjunctions, the sextiles, the trines, the squares, and the oppositions, and you understand that they bring intensity and focus, opportunity, luck, ease, obstacles, action, separation, and polarity, then you'll be able to combine those to create the other aspects. Okay? So longitude and latitude really matter here. Alright? The degrees of the planets and where they're at, they really matter because they bring a certain energy. That energy is essential. And when you're able to understand the magnitude of those energies and those potentials, then you can really work with them to their fullest potential. Just the basics. In each sign, there's a first decan, a second decan, and a third decan. Alright? The first decan is from 0 degrees to 10 degrees. The second decan is from 11 degrees to 20 degrees. And the third decan is from 21 degrees to 30 degrees. The reason why they do this is because of the months, of the years. This is how they tracked time. So Aries, and the first decan is Mars. Second decan is Sun, and third decan is Jupiter. Now, if you're these sun signs, you would look at these a little differently, because when you're dealing with your astrology, you would have to apply which decan you were born in, okay? And that is like the snapshot of you. And then what you would do is you would apply that to today. All right, first we show you who you are when you were born under. Then we apply those same charts to where the planets are correlated right now. Okay, so since that's in this planetary system right now, and this decan is here, the energy and how that's going to affect you. See, your astrology stands still. Okay? But the world's astrology continues. So you're still astrology because you are a star in human form. You are on pause, let's say, for soul development and experience, but the stars above you are not. They still have not incarnated, so they're still moving through the system. You understand? So, second is Taurus, the first decan is Venus, second is Mercury, and the third decan is Saturn. So you would apply these planetary energies to each one of these decans depending on which sign. So understanding each one of these signs are going to be kind of difficult unless you get yourself a blank chart with the houses on them. And then what you would do is you kind of draw in your own astrology from your own birth chart and the degrees in which they were at, and then start drawing the little lines in between them and correlate them and see what shapes you can make and aspects you can do, and the sextiles and conjunctions and what that means. You know, obstacles or opportunities or, you know, opposition or luck. Those things are beautiful. And when you do that and apply it to today's astrology, we just got into Leo season and everything is abundant and fully grown, and it's the summer. School's about to start. Everybody's getting all ramped up for the new year and ready for fall. Let me know in the comments below what you got going on. You building something new? What does the stars say about your astrology? This is all just a way for you to better understand who you are, where you come from, what your purpose is, and how are you achieving it. And here, as your guide, helping you along the way, I'm your buddy over here at Self Science. Work with you. And you can schedule any consultation that you wish. I can even do your astrology for you. Just click the little link below and we'll get that taken care of. But for now, I'll see you guys later. I'll catch you in the next one.